What is pitch? It's subjective or perceptual attribute of sound being perceived as high or low. That's a description statement from the textbook, but describing just high or low is not enough, because not only high pitch or low pitch, but also we sometimes say high intensity or low intensity when we describe the volume of the sound. And now the pitch is different from the volume of the sound. Pitch is the perceptual frequency that you perceive. One way to understand pitch is, think about music. You don't have to be a professional musician to understand pitch. You sing a song or listen to a song. Song is a sequence of tones with different pitch. When you sing a song or when you listen to a song, the pitch is always changing, sometimes going up or down or go up and down. It's always changing. So we know what a high pitch is and a low pitch is. If you're not familiar with music, you can also consider the way we speak. We never speak without changing the pitch of our voice, because then it would sound like this. This is the voice without any pitch change. We never speak like this. We always modulate pitch. The most noticeable and also useful part of pitch is the intonation of speech. When you say, "You like ham," or "You like ham," we know that the second sentence is a question and the first one is a declarative statement. So we, as we change the pitch of the voice or our utterance, we also change the linguistic information as well. So believe it or not only psychoacoustics, but in general, pitch is something that we use all the time. We always perceive and extract some meaning out of it. So back to the definition of pitch. That's that's perceptual attribute of a sound being high or low. Again, don't think about high intensity, but it's more about high frequency or high or low frequency. If you think about pure tones only, it's usually easy. The pitch of a pure tone goes usually together with frequency. If you listen to high frequency tone, you perceive high pitch. Low frequency tone, then you perceive low pitch. That's easy. When we have complex tone, things are a little bit different. It's not too complicated, but just a little bit more content is here. What is complex tone? Again, complex tone is just like a real sound in everyday life. Voice, musical tone, or any other sound that we call a tone. That's complex tone. Then what is the pitch that we feel from the sound? How is the frequency related to the sensation of pitch? Or maybe I should say, how are the frequencies of the tones in the complex tone related to the pitch sensation? So let's consider this 300 Hertz pure tone first. Let's listen to this. So that's nice clean 300 Hertz. And we have spectrum here. The spectrum is simple. Only one component here. It is 300. Now, second, let's think about another tone. 600 Hertz. Let's listen. So compared to 300, now the 600, we know that this tone is higher in pitch. Listen again. 300, 600. Yes, so 600 tone, 600 Hertz tone sounds like higher in pitch. That's good. But now, if you add these two waves together, then we get this. So that's That's complex tone here, combination of 300 and 600 hertz tone. Let's listen. Now, that's interesting. How would you describe this pitch, the pitch of this tone, compared to the very first 300 hertz? Listen again. Now 300. Now this complex tone. So surely it sounds different, right? It sounds different, but is the second sound really higher in pitch? When you listen separately 600 hertz, then yes, it is higher in pitch. But both of them, 300 and 600 together in this complex tone, you don't really feel like this is higher in pitch compared to the original sound. Listen again. In fact, this is the second sound, the complex tone, is a little bit, you may feel a little bit louder, which is fine because of the loudness summation we already learned. For the same intensity, the 300, 600 combination tone is you may feel a little louder than 300 hertz, but try to forget about the volume difference, but only think about the pitch again. So here in this case, first of all, we have two components in this complex tone, 300 and 600, but you don't really feel like there are two. It sounds more like one, and the pitch sensation of this sound is actually the same as 300 hertz. Again. Yeah. So we can actually keep going. That may not be really clear to you, then we can actually add one more tone like this, 300, 600, and 900 now. So we have this another component which is 900. If I play this separately, yes, surely that is higher in pitch, right? Okay, I'll just do it again. That was 300, 600, and 900 hertz. Okay, that's good. Now, how about this complex tone? This complex tone, I'll play this complex tone. All right, so compare. First, so you may feel like that something is being added to, right? That is fine. It's more and more components, but you don't necessarily feel the pitch of the sound is going up. So think of it this way: if you were to hum out each of these, then you probably hum the same way, like ooh, ooh, ooh. You may add some of your volume, different voice quality whatsoever. That's fine, but essentially they are the same sound, same pitch. Finally, let's look at one more component. This is a 1200 hertz, so it's a little higher. It's a lot higher than the first few sounds. Right. So that's really higher. And now listen to this complex tone. So now so I'll just sweep through. I'll just play one by one from pure tone to complex tone, each complex tone here. All right. So these are the spectrum: 300, 600, 900, and 1200. So we are seeing each component is being added. So essentially the pitch sensation we have is all the same. In real life, everyday life, the tones that we hear in everyday life. In this example, actually, I just show you just for demonstration purposes. All the components are in the same intensity, but in real life, they are actually not the same, but a little bit. We have a little bit less intensity for higher frequency components. So you see this example. So 4 components are like this. It's the gradually declining magnitudes. This is more like real example. Okay, and this is what it sounds like.